Hey, what's up, everybody? So, for today's Whatever Wednesday, we're going to be taking a look at the Wave 2 Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelations, Man at Arms, and Beastman here. Picked these guys up last week, finally found them in the wild, and they're pretty good. I'm digging them. So, let's take a look at Mr. Beastman first. Base, really well done. Looks pretty much how he looks in the show. Mine does have a little bit of a chip on the teeth, but it just kind of is what it is. A little bit of paint to the spikes on the head there. Looks really good. Eyes are painted nicely. Dude looks mean. He's got scars on him. Looks like he's mostly molded plastic, but does have little splotches of paint on him. Here for this fur and the bracers, or the wrist guards, wrist tape, whatever he has wrapped around his wrist. Painted his nails. His loincloth looks pretty good. Like the color, nice and blue. I like that they painted these little stitches here too. No real wash or different, colors on the fur paint. It's just, well, there's no paint, it's just molded plastic. A little bit of a darker wash might bring that out a little bit more, but it's a $20 toy, so can't be too upset. I do like this here. It looks like I kind of airbrushed this brown on here. More paint at the wraps on his feet. And they painted his toenails. Little bits of fur on there. Taking a look at the back. Looks like this might be a separate piece, so they can use this body again in the future. Yeah, overall, he looks really good. Now for Mr. Duncan, Man at Arms here. I like the little touches of paint on the helmet here. I believe this silver and even this little bit of blue inside is a different color. I think. No, that looks like it's just the plastic. But still, looks pretty clean. Little bits of coppery paint right there. Missed a little bit there, but I ain't mad at it. Base looks good. Eyes looking in the same direction. The manly mustache of Man at Arms. I'm hoping we get a later version of this one where he's got the full beard and just looks awesome. And he's got his armor. Little specks of paint on it right there, just to differentiate it, break it up. Same deal with his armor. Did this red really well. And the plate on the fist. It's even got little fur lines around the shoulders. And this bracelet looks really good too. The standard He-Man loincloth. Because you gotta have the loincloth. And he's got the armor on one side, fuzzy boot on the other. This part I really like. I'm not sure if it's molded in black or green, but they took some type of paint and kind of roughed it up, made it look dirty and used. So you can tell he's definitely been through some stuff. Take a look at the back. It looks like even the loincloth has a little bit of a dark wash in it to break it up. And he's on, of course, the standard Masterverse body, where it looks like he's a different body altogether. Now, taking a look at accessories for Beastman. See, he's got a gripping left. He also came with a gripping right hand. Same nice details, same paint on it. And he's got the right fist on him right now. He also came with a left fist. Because sometimes you just get punchy. And he's also got these kind of grabby, I'm gonna get you hands. He also came with his whip. Just standard black plastic there with a string. Would be nice if this was a wire so you kind of pose it around and make it look like he's whipping. But it's not, but it does kind of keep it shape a little bit. And then he does have weapon storage, so what I do is I kind of wrap the whip around this top part here. Like so. And it actually stays put pretty well. And then you got a belt loop. Just kind of loop it in there. Of course, if you turn him upside down, it's going to fall out, but him just standing there, not wanting him to hold it, he looks pretty good. Now for Man-at-Arms, as you can see, he's got a grip hand in the right. He also came with the grip hand for the left side with the armor plate on it. And then a fist for the right. And then two style pose hands, one for each side. I like how these are kind of easier to figure out which side's which because of the plate on the back. You don't have to look at the way the thumb's facing or whatever. So for articulation, I'm just going to go over Beastman because he's a little bit different. If you want to see how Man-at-Arm moves, you can actually check out my Masters of the Universe Masterverse playlist right here-ish, maybe. And take a look at my He-Man and Skeletor reviews because he's on that body, so moves about the same. So let's take a look at Mr. Beastman here. The head kind of juts forward. It does go up. Looks down a little bit. Can't have him looking to the side, but that looks kind of weird. Yeah, a little bit of wiggle on the ball joint there. Arms go out that far, all the way around. Bicep swivel. And double elbows. It actually gets really good. He can touch his own head. And of course, all the joints are pinless. And he can... Actually, can't really go back all that far. It does hunch forward a good bit. You get a little bit of tilt on there. And I can rotate a tiny bit, but it's kind of forcing itself back. You do have the waist cut. And then the legs go out that far. Back a little bit, but it kind of winds up running out. Forward a good amount. This one has kind of the same thing as He-Man, where you gotta really press the legs back together to get it to snap back straight. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. So he can knee He-Man in the face if he needs to. Got a boot cut, calf swivel. It's kind of my one complaint is it doesn't quite line up right here, so it makes it look a little bit weird. And for the ankles, they go back that far, forward tiny bit, and you get the rocker. So yeah, he moves pretty well. I like him. And I also forgot, for the accessory section, Man-at-Arms does come with his mace, which is big and heavy and beefy, and it's actually got a little bit of weight to it. Doesn't look like there's any paint on it, just kind of molded in the swirly plastic. Mine has a little bit of flashing on it. But yeah, there's that. And it just goes in the hand. Mine has a little bit of loose bicep, but that's alright. Now for size comparisons, just for fun, let's throw them in with their Origins counterparts. So you can kind of see their differences. Of course, they're taller. Paint's better on the Masterverse figures. And then here they both are with Masterverse He-Man. Same scale, same body between these two, so they're pretty much the same height. And just for fun, let's throw them in with the AEW Unrivaled Series 1, Kenny Omega, who's more of a 6.5 inch scale, but still pretty tall. So yeah, overall, these guys are a lot of fun. If you see them, I definitely suggest picking them up, especially if you're a fan of He-Man. And if you're like me, you did enjoy the show. Haven't watched all of the second part yet, but we're getting there. Then yeah, I definitely suggest trying to track these guys down. Found them recently. I'm really looking forward to Wave 3 coming out, because I got to get a Stinkor. So yeah, thanks as always for watching. Have a good day.